Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back update as it dey hot. If this is your first time of joining us on this channel, please bagam go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Make you do bam. Meanwhile, make I carry you go to the news where carry us come here today. Ohaneze Igbo has supported Enugu State governor in stopping sit at home in Enugu State. They have backed Enugu State governor to stop sit at home that has been ongoing in Enugu State. Mainly, you know that ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria, Ndi Igbo has been observing sit at home in order to, I think this will show you, it shows a lot that Ndi Igbo are so much concerned about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, about MNK, the Ohamadike one of Ndi Igbo. Meanwhile, you know that these people that are keeping this sit at home, that nobody has ever pointed gun on their head and say you must sit at home today. Most of them, about let me say 70% of them, are doing this thing willingly, and it has become like a custom to Ndi Igbo, especially the people in the southeastern part of Nigeria. You find out that every Monday businesses don't go, transportation is scarce, school don't open and all that. But the governor of Enugu State has come and feel that he can stop this thing by force. Meanwhile, the people have now been addicted to this thing, and it has become part of them that every Monday that there will be sit at home. And Ohaneze Igbo has also joined in supporting him. Let's go down to the news proper so that you can hear the full gist. It is indeed to help end sit at home in Enugu State. The Ohaneze Igbo Youth Council worldwide has thrown its weight behind the effort of the Enugu State governor to end sit at home menace effective Monday 5th June. The Ohaneze Igbo Youth Council worldwide has thrown its weight behind the effort of the Enugu State governor to end the sit at home menace in the effective Monday 5th June. This is coming after the directive by the Enugu State government to allow to all government parastatals, businesses, and educational institutions to resume activities across the state today. In a statement made available to journalists Sunday night, the national president of Ohaneze Igbo Youth Council worldwide, Mazi Okwu Nabike, condemned the attempt by people described as infiltrators into Biafra agitation to destroy Igbo land. The statement reads, now that the governor of Enugu State has again made an appeal for the sit-at-home to end, in the collective interest of the people, our passionate appeal to all the agitators, IPOB, the Mazob, the Autopilot, the Zionists, and a host of others is that they should sheath their sword and allow normalcy to return. We cannot continue to allow that which has gravely hurt and destroyed Igbo lives, economy, and image to fester. This is certainly not what Biafra stands for. We have been making demands for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and it will not end. We are not going to relent until the federal government does the needful, but we should not destroy our land in the process. All the leaders of the various Biafra agitators should therefore align themselves with the decision of the government of Enugu State. They should not maintain grave silence, but appeal to their followers not to do anything that will further put the lives of our people in jeopardy. The governor's statement is clearly an appeal, and all of us of Igbo land should see reasons with him. This will further prove that government is pro-mass and is committed to the welfare and safety of the people. Oku declared. You have seen what the governor of Enugu State is saying. This one is coming from the Ohaneze Igbo. They have backed up what Enugu State governor has said, that there should no more be sit at home in Enugu State. Now, on another news, another information reaching us is that Okonjo Iwuala reveals her mother was kidnapped because of the fuel subsidy. The concept of petrol subsidy removal isn't new in Nigeria. The administration of former President Jonathan, which featured the now WTO Director General, Dr. Okonjo Iwuala, as the Minister of Finance and Economic Coordinator, struggled with the same issue. The proposal to end the subsidy met with substantial resistance, including a personal ordeal involving Okonjo Iweala's mother. In a recent viral video, Okonjo Iweala discussed her effort to eliminate fraudulent subsidies. We audited about 8.4 billion worth of claims, and we found out 2.5 billion worth of fraud. That is, many of these marketers were trying to claim 2.5 billion fraudulently, she said. This revelation was met with fierce opposition from those who benefited from the flawed system, leading to intense personal and professional repercussions for Okonjo Iweala. In a shocking turn of events, Okonjo Iweala's mother was kidnapped by individuals demanding her resignation. She said, "My second example has to do with a very specific one in my country, the cleanup of the fuel scarcity regime in 2012 during my second stay as finance minister. Nigeria has a physically challenging force of fuel regime. The country exports crude oil and imports fuel because their refineries are in a very bad shape and provide a subsidy for the refined oil as support. At the end of 2011, a total of $1.73 trillion US $11 billion equivalent was submitted as claim for subsidy by 143 marketers who were importing the product. This number seems horrendous large compared to what I had last when I was in the government in 2006, which was close to $2 billion in subsidy. So we decided to study these claims. We audited about $8.4 billion worth of claims, and we find about $2.5 billion worth of fraud. That is, many of these marketers were trying to claim $2.4 billion fraudulently. With the full backing of the president and the economic team, we decided that we were not going to entertain these claims or to pay. The pressure from affected marketers was tremendous, not only to say we would not pay, but also to say we would clean up the whole mechanism for the subsidy claims and put in place something more transparent, something clearer. This did not go down well with them. When we insisted on our position of non-payment and implementation of the new verification regime, these and well-connected interests were angered and came to blame me personally for this. There were personal consequences. My 83-year-old mother, a retired professor of sociology, was kidnapped by 4 young men and held for 5 days. She was totally terrified. She asked them why she had been kidnapped, and they told her because your daughter, the finance minister, refused to pay oil marketers their dues. The kidnappers negotiating with my brother, demanding my resignation publicly, that I should go on television publicly and announce my resignation and depart from the country as a condition for my mother's release. Needless to say, these were some of the worst days of my life. Imagine when you are in a position, you want your parents, all of whom are here with you today, and your relatives to be proud of you. You want to be a source of good for your family. You can imagine how I felt. Sitting there and thinking, just because of trying to do something right, to implement a policy that was good for the country, to lead to the taking of my mother's life. These were some of the worst days of my life. With my father's support and the firm resolve of the president, we all decided I should not give in to the blackmailers, and I refused to resign. Following a manhunt for my mother by security agencies, she was able to make a dramatic escape after 5 days in captivity, where she was only given water and half of a sausage roll. So here, with the well-justified cleanup and reform of a policy, but implemented in a dangerous reform environment where the losers in the reform were the entrenched vested interests decided to fight back to derail implementation. The decision not to resign was a very difficult and risky one, but as it turned out, it worked. But on my down days, I asked myself, what if I hadn't? What if they had gone ahead and murdered my mother, as she overheard them planning to do with one of the handlers on the phone? Could I have justified trading fairness and policy and standing up to blackmailers, implementing a good policy for my mother's life? What decision would I have made? Hey, my people, I don't see as it is up for Nigeria. So now some cabals they run the matter. Well, meanwhile, I'll be drawing down the curtain here. And if this is your first time of joining us on this channel, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment. And also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news enter, you could be the first. We'll collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you.